This isn't a new charge leveled at Russia. There have been many elections that Russia has attempted to interfere um, in Europe and as well as the United States earlier. But there has been more information that has come to light that indeed they tried to interfere in this election, in the most recent election, and that they favored Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. The way that they interfered was in several different ways. First of all, they used social media to get people excited, to begin to create clashes in culture, to pit different sets of people against each other. So, for example, they would post false stories that would excite Black Lives Matter movement people. They would then do exactly the opposite to entice others to protest this and just to polarize the electorate. That was the main goal. The other thing that they really did was that they focused attention on creating anger towards Barack Obama, towards Hillary Clinton. And so again, they used social media to do this. There was fear that they might directly hack into election systems. There doesn't seem to be evidence that they have done this that I've been able to see. But all of the intelligence agencies, for the most part, tend to agree that Russia did meddle in the elections. It is very common for countries to try and influence elections, including the West has done this through programs like Voice of America, Radio Free Europe, providing a different viewpoint than many governments possess in certain countries. And so this is common practice. What makes the Russian case so different is that, first of all, they were so effective. And second of all, they really were able to produce a new narrative in the election and make people really question what is the truth and have people wonder. I think there's a lot that we don't know still. Even though Michael Flynn has pled guilty, he's pled guilty to a very minor, relatively minor charge. And he's flipped on the administration. So what he has to say will determine where we go from here. It seems that there is an attempt to create an obstruction of justice charge against the president and against those close to him. And that stems from more of an attempt to shut down the investigation into collusion. But we haven't heard much about the evidence specifically about collusion yet. Oh, I think it'll continue to play out for quite some time. I think that depending on where the investigation goes from here, if Mueller actually goes after the inner circle, so we're talking about Kushner, his son-in-law, we're talking about either Donald Trump Jr. Or someone like that, then Donald Trump will probably be looking at pardoning some of these individuals in the hopes that would stop the investigation from continuing. However, I think that if he does that, Congress will be very upset and will look towards possibly sanctioning Donald Trump and maybe even pursuing impeachment charges, especially after the next elections.